Hey, Gabriel,
Hey, Gaybros Jose.
where are we today?
Today we are at the Powerhouse. We tried to go to Lone Star, but there was a line, and
Yep.
so we were like, "Fuck this! We're gonna
Yep.
go to Powerhouse,"
I think that the Lone Star regains full popularity, like faster than I was expecting.
which is bizarre because on a week, well, it's Sunday today, but most times the Lone Star is completely empty. Completely empty.
Yeah, but Sundays, if you remember about it, for the beer busts, it used to be
That's
fairly
true,
crowded,
Yep.
The villages, people are just going from the Eagle to the Lone Star and back, so I think that is normal. I'm surprised that now, when we arrived, this was completely empty. Now it's a bit more lively. But, what did we watch today?
Today we watched the 2013 classic. This was
Sorry.
my pick, so I'm trying to think of all the best adjectives. The 2013 film, Stoker, directed by Chan-wook Park.
The director from the Old Boy
and the Handmaiden.
Handmaiden, not the Handmaid's Tale.
Not the Handmaid's Tale, the Handmaiden.
The
Yeah.
Handmaiden, yeah. And as this was your pick, why?
I
Why?
pick- I picked this film for many reasons. One, because I saw this in theaters when it came out, so 7 years ago? But also, we just recently watched Pedro Almodovar's first English language film
yeah.
debut that starred Tilda Swinton, and this is Chan-wook Park's very first English language film. So I found it interesting that we were watching Pedro Almodovar doing that, and I wanted you to see this. Don't
For
shake
the
your head
audience,
at me.
for the audience, I'm just shaking my head pretty slowly. So, as this was your pick, and you already watched it, that actually, yeah. I thought that we were friends, man. So I guess that is my time for summarize.
If you don't like it, I can walk away right now because you're a son of a bitch.
So, this movie is about Wednesday Addams, coming of age story. And just tell me that you didn't think that.
Alright.
Okay, so it's the story of this young girl, 16, 17 years old, probably she's still a high schooler.
No, she's 18. It's very...
Oh, that's right,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
became 18. It's important that she actually just became 18.
She became an adult, she became legal to have sex. It's very important
Well,
in the
depending on
film.
the states, probably she could already have sex for
That's
3 or
true.
4
Yeah, yeah.
years,
I
Is
mean,
that-
Utah, where
Yeah.
I grew up, it's like 12. So.
Yeah, exactly. This girl just lost his father in a very truculent kind of way that we only hear the details from the service in the house, in the mansion that she lives in. And then immediately, the mother is actually Nicole Kidman, and then immediately the uncle just moves in with that. And he's he's this kind of very charming character, supposedly, or that's what the script tells us that he is, because the girls in the high school scream when they look at her, and they just get wet. And,
the uncle is so fucking beautiful, but in a very unconventional way. So, when you say, we're supposed to understand these things, you might not understand it, but Matthew Good is super, super, super hot.
Sure.
For a certain type of person,
yeah. Maybe a bit more of a classical beauty, but at the same time, they paint him in a bit of a mysterious bad boy kind of way.
And we're meant to think who is this guy? He's so sexy and so mysterious.
Yeah. And but it's not subtle whatsoever.
No,
nothing in
it's
this
not.
movie is subtle. It's basically the script have the subtlety of someone just throwing a stone to your eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very, blatant, because how Nicole Kidman started just falling in love immediately with him, that if he's oh my god, what is this mystery about? Were they in complot for actually just killing the father?
I hate the way you're describing this movie,
Is it
because
wrong?
I loved it, but it's not inaccurate at all.
Honestly, everything feels like this, and when you told me who wrote this script, it's I just felt this explains a lot, because this script is it's bad. The script is just blatantly bad. But it tries to be better. It tries to be better than it actually is. And the problem that I have with this movie, I will keep summarizing, but it's like beautiful. I think that it's like beautifully shot. It has like many scenes that you think is okay. There is like a care for just putting all the scene, like the mise en scène. It's like the guy understands like the visual language of cinema. Is that we actually can talk about Old Boy or The Handmaiden. Is that they are also beautiful things. Like he brings that kind of Asian sensibility. Like the last scene, spoiler alert, when she's about like to shoot the rifle, the sheriff, and you see like the blood on the pure flower. So it's not subtle even on that part, but it's beautifully made. It's not subtle, but if you compare it to Old Boy, you can't deny that this film is the definition of subtle. Man, I mean, if I compare it with Kill Bill too, it's subtle, but it's still a very amateur script. Extremely
oh my god!
Amateur.
I don't think I've ever felt these strong emotions towards you.
Well, I'm sorry, man, but it's like everything, even like the scene, is that they play a lot with like, is he imagining things at the beginning? At the beginning, they play a lot with like, is he imagining things, or is really like the uncle like playing the piano in a masterful way, like next to her, while she actually just wets herself? It's not that she wet herself, and thank you for bringing this up, because there's a scene where Mia Wasikowska's character is playing the piano, and her uncle, her genuine uncle, comes and starts to play this. I don't even know how to describe it. It's a duet. Yep. It's a duet, and he plays, and she orgasms. I don't know if it's because I play the piano, but that was one of the most like erotic moments of any film I've ever seen. I felt like it was. I think that it was like my favorite scene. Let's just leave it like that. I don't think that it's
of the film.
Of the film. Yeah. When they're like just playing the piano, because I think that also like how they play with the music. A bit more of a. I like the scene where he actually just puts the arm around, there's a bit more about like just dominating her, like subduing her, like just showing the control that is displaying over her, and I feel that that's well made, but it's like when I think about the overarching story, I feel like all the characters are as dumb as they get. Everything felt like so super far-fetched on every single sense that I felt like this is what I would expect of a TV film. Like better shot, but is that the script is from a TV film. I have no idea, because it actually made me think of, and just hold to this, made me think of the script of The Guest.
Oh my god, fuck you, man. Fuck you.
I'm sorry, man.
I see what you're saying, but I completely disagree. I think the beauty of the cinematography it's incredible, and with Nicole Kidman, and Mia Wasikowska and Matthew Good, like they're fantastic actors. I think the script is interesting, but if for you it feels like a little bit shallow, I can't disagree with that, because
look, I mean, when we go to the questions, it's like I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, okay, visually has been pretty good. It's like it's something that is from a visual perspective, it was good. But now, everything else about this movie, personally for me, was forgettable. If I had watched it like at the beginning of this week, and today is Sunday, I wouldn't have remembered like half of it.
Honest to God, this blows my mind, because I woke up at like 9 a.m. today. It's now Sunday at 6 p.m. I watched this film in its entirety, and I finished the film, and I watched the ending 3 or 4 more times, because I thought, this is incredible. This visually is something that I'm so interested in, and it's so unexpected. And
was it unexpected? When they actually say like multiple times that she used to be hunting, it's like, yeah, her father used to actually just dissecate everything that she could kill. It's like, I wonder where this is going. I don't know. Do you like actually the role of Nicole Kidman?
No, she's a piece of shit.
Well, she's okay. I'm not saying that the human that she represents is a piece of shit or not. I'm talking about like.
No, I liked what she did. I think her role, the role she played, was incredibly beautiful. Not beautiful, brilliant. She was a piece of shit, and we watched that, and Nicole Kidman played that exactly as she should have. Do you disagree?
Oh no, I think that she does as much as she can with the script that she's given.
And the script she was given wasn't much. Like,
No,
she
it
wasn't
was
asked
not.
to do much at all.
No, it was not. She was like just a vehicle for the daughter for India to actually just feel stuff, you know.
And now that I know that Wentworth Miller wrote the script, I'm like, why is Nicole Kidman committing to this at all? Like,
I honestly have no idea about like how these people actually read the script and said like, we want to do that.
but imagine you're an actor and you're like, oh, there's this amazing script by Wentworth Miller, but it's Chan-wook Park. Wouldn't you jump at the chance to do something like this? And let me remind the audience that this is why I asked you to watch this film, is that we watched the Human Voice, which was the first English language film by
By Almodovar.
Yeah.
But the script is good. The script there is really good.
Yeah.
The script is amazing. It's and Tilda Swinton does a slam dunk with it. You know, it's that she actually knows how to deliver every single word and make it believable. You know, it's like it's just a woman like just talking for 30 minutes. In this movie, is girl orgasming while the uncle that murdered his father is like sitting next to her, and actually the Nicole Kidman also getting murdered by the uncle. It's like I just felt like, look, this is a pastiche. This is a pastiche of a, you know, like a psychosexual thriller kind of thing, and it feels like it doesn't, for me, it doesn't really work, because I felt like all the characters are like just parodies of what I would find in other thrillers.
I don't disagree with you, but at the same time, I think, like, this film, there's so much artistic direction, there's so much there that I just want to be like, this.
You want to love it.
I want to love it,
Yeah.
yes.
But let me just ask you something. Do you think that there can be stuff that is beautiful but shallow?
Yes.
Okay.
And you think this is that film? It's beautiful but
that's
shallow?
It's something that is beautiful if you only look at the image. If you actually think about like the script, it's dark. It's pretty dark.
So I met you in 2012, I think.
Yeah.
This film came out in 2013, and I feel like I would have run to you and be like, Jose, you have to watch this film, it's incredible.
And that would be the end of our friendship.
And then you would have said,
Like,
no, thank you, goodbye.
we're good. Let's not talk about cinema. It's pretty clear that we are in different wavelengths. It's like I like the idea of seeing like just blood splatter on just Christine flowers, but honestly, there can be a bit more to
You have
cinema
more-
than this.
yeah. I totally get that, and I laugh at myself from the early 2000... How do you say that?
Times.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, teens.
Because I would have recommended this to you wholeheartedly. I would have been like, Jose, you have to watch this. This is super important. And I remember my initial reaction to the film was that it was a good film, not important, which I think is why I never recommended you watch it.
Yep.
But this time I was like, this is a fucking good movie.
Wow.
That's my reaction. I was like, holy shit. I watched the ending like 3 times. I thought, this is incredible.
But the ending we're talking about, like just when India shoots the uncle,
Yeah.
and then she actually goes away on the car, she gets stopped.
There's nothing more to it.
Her.
Yes, no. I think it's incredibly amazing.
Wow.
And I thought the style of Chan-wook Park was incredible.
It's really well, you know, like as I told you again, it's like it's really well shot, and that's the thing that it makes even bigger the contrast into the story that you are telling is done as fuck. But you do it beautifully, but it's so obvious when you have like this visual language that is so appealing, you know, so incredible, and and you actually wasted it in doing this. It's like, honestly, half of the movie I was just thinking about like just doing like the connection with the Addams family. Because they actually display India as it was like Wednesday Addams. You know, and I was thinking, it's like, well, Morticia is being a bit of a bitch after losing Cometh, you know. But it's like she actually gets along with Fester.
But let me
it's
ask you...
hot. Fester is hot here.
Let me ask you this. This film is... So again, my standard for a 7.5 is that it's a good film. How would you rate this? And I don't want to put us to the scoring immediately, but for me...
I will get one more. Yeah, Ramon.
Yes, one more.
Okay.
I would say this is better than... This is an above-average film. No?
Sorry,
You
man.
don't think so?
I don't think so. We're going to be getting into the scores later, but it's like, just tell me, it's like, how did you feel on the scene where the uncle with the car is just following the bus, with all the students, and all the students are going crazy about her? How did you feel? Just tell me, how did you feel about that scene, and just tell me, it's like, what is the point that they're trying to make on that?
No, that scene was very, very, very basic. Very basic.
It's the kind of things that this guy doesn't know how to write a character. The script is like completely empty.
But just because the director doesn't know how to write some sort of like...
Not the director. I mean, like the screenplay writer.
Wentworth Miller.
Sorry?
Wentworth Miller.
Yeah. Is that guy shouldn't be writing. Shouldn't. I don't know if the other movie that he wrote, it was amazing.
No, it has 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. 0%.
The only saving grace of this movie is actually the directing. But that's the reason what I feel is like this guy actually thought this. Like, I'm going to the States, I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using my strengths. And he goes with this script. He's like, what the fuck are you thinking? He's like, let's put on whatever. He went like, hey, I already adapted this in the past. Now that I'm like more sophisticated, now that I have like more understanding of how this works, he's like, I can make an elevated piece, and he does. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So from that perspective, I just feel like, there it is. Okay. From that perspective, it's like I don't understand it because he hadn't done like the Handmaiden yet. The Handmaiden is like 2017, I think, and the Handmaiden is like a really good movie and it still uses like the twisted mind that he has in Old Boy, and he tries. Maybe he read the script, he's like, oh yeah, that's the twisted thing that I like, but it's almost like twisted. As I was telling you, Archie Comics twisted.
And to be honest, I watched this film this morning, and then my husband came home from the gym, and we went to brunch, and he asked me, "Hey, did you like the film that you watched this morning?" And I was like, "Fuck yes, fuck yes!" It was so good, and I was thinking, like, is this just the type of film that I like? Is this the film?
Well, it's true that it's like middle high class, like being unhappy when they have
Yeah,
no
upper
reason for
middle
that.
class,
Yeah.
like.
But usually it's a bit more of a drama, and this is a bit more of a thriller and a mystery, and a spider like just climbing someone's thighs.
But I think what I loved about this film was that it was the combination between like Mia Wasikowska having a spider crawl into her vagina,
Okay.
and also like us determining the fact that she's a sociopath.
Yeah. Well, like everyone in the family, basically.
Yes,
It's like
and-
we don't see too much about the father, but it's like I assume that he was also like desiccating all the trophies of the daughter. So probably he
Yeah.
was like also a bit not okay.
And I wanted to learn more about the father and about how he was trying to. It's basically Dexter, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
the dad was like, "Oh, you have to go kill birds so you don't kill another human."
Yeah. But it's like it's not developed that much, It's left in a way that is like you are not capable of just writing something interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like just face value. It's that you could do like more than this. It's that the premise is not bad per se. And at the beginning, I was like just, like curious. But then when they use like, you see more stuff than what is there. It's like, no, she has a couple of hallucinations. You play with the, is he dreaming this or not? And then it's like, shit.
So a lot of the reviews I read were like, "Hey, we should try and understand if her reality isn't completely real, and what is her perception, and what is like the father's perception."
But the father perception is never really there. It's like he only shows up in a couple of flashbacks.
Yeah.
And he's mentioned a couple of times, but he's never like fully fledged into a character. And the uncle is like a parody, basically. It's like he goes like murdering everyone and no one calls out about like, hey, everyone
nobody
is
ever says
disappearing
anything.
around us. He's like, we don't know, maybe they just left.
Yeah, there are a lot of holes, like when the housekeeper disappears, and when the boy that she's super interested in disappears. Yeah, no. There are a lot of holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. He's like, I don't want to just piss on your parade, but at the same time, he's like, I think that this is one of those movies that I felt like just like, what were you guys thinking? It's like, you guys should actually have given like the script to someone else Is that let's just, I don't know, let's just pick Charles Kaufman. Let's just decide what he would do with this.
I'm super curious to hear your score.
Let's just go over the questions.
All right,
first.
let's go over the questions. So first question, would you watch it again?
No. It's like
wouldn't?
absolutely no. I'm sorry, but it's like, I don't think that I miss anything. That is like, well, with the second viewing, I think that I'm going to be enjoying more this part of the story. It's like, no, the part about like the belt and everything is so dumb. About like, oh yeah, now that I have my father's belt,
No,
it's like when
no,
I'm embracing
no,
my
fuck you.
sociopath kind.
It
you know,
was
my
so
psycho-
significant. You're an asshole. So I would absolutely watch this again. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
No. Because, as I told you, and I'm answering, well, no, I wouldn't recommend it to my parents or to anyone else.
Okay. Nothing more to say?
I don't want to give away the other answers.
I would recommend this 100%. I think it's not a perfect film, but it's a very interesting film.
Okay.
Would you remember it?
No.
Jesus Christ!
No,
Jose.
I told you, it's like, if I have watched this on Monday, I have forgotten it. You know, it's like maybe, I don't think that even like the strength on the visual language is enough for me to actually remember specific scenes of it.
Yeah, I will remember this 100%.
Oh my god, I think that's probably like the biggest kind of disagreement that we had.
Is there anything artistic about this?
Oh yeah, yeah. On that perspective, definitely. You know, I think that is like completely artistic. It's
Yeah,
like
the direction is incredibly strong.
Yeah, the
Incredibly
visual
strong.
language that he uses is that he knows what he's doing. It's like I like the scene when the uncle goes to see Nicole Kidman towards the end, and they have like the two doors to the same room. That is like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
But it's like they know exactly what is going on at that point. And that tension, how he builds, is like it actually is built properly because of the language, the visual language that he knows how to use.
Is this a timeless piece?
Let's just say that I don't think the value of this movie will change if I watch it in 20 years compared to now.
So I'm going to say yes, because you're a son of a bitch who can't acknowledge that this is an important film.
Is it a credit peak? Is it a, sorry, like a...
It's not.
Okay.
All right. Would you turn this into a TV show?
No. Well, yeah, it was the Addams Family.
Fuck you, man. So you would say yes?
No, I
You're
would
gonna
say no. I would say no. I'm sorry.
No, I wouldn't turn this into a TV show.
I think that it could be turned into a TV show, but it's like with the kind of script that I see there, it's like I don't want to know anything else about
There's
it.
nothing more about
Yeah.
that story specifically.
Exactly. You could do like a more interesting story, like more well-based, you know, but it's like this. No. So with this script as a base, it's like, no, you're already your thing. Let's just move on.
Do you think this movie could have been better?
Yes.
How?
Yes.
Tell me.
Just giving someone that know what is writing, just giving the script. Just doing like another pass and say, look, this guy is not good. It's not good.
I can't believe this. I can't believe how much we disagree, because my answer to this is no, this film could not have been better. I wouldn't turn it into a TV show. And I feel like the handling of these characters have been... It was so beautiful, it was so unique, that I don't think anybody could do any better.
Okay. No, I respect your opinion. Sorry. I made that joke, about like just laughing a bit, but I respect your opinion. I also think that usually when we watch movies, you are okay with sacrificing a bit of the substance of a film if actually the aesthetics are good.
Yeah.
And like, for me, it's like I cannot look past that. It's like if it actually gets to a threshold, it's like I'm going to be like calling you out. It's
All
like
right.
you can just take a turd and just make it look like amazing on the biggest screen. It's like you can just do like amazing photography over a turd, like the flies in slow motion. Let's get into it. It's like, oh my god, the filters that you use, it can be incredible, but it's still a turd. And it's exactly the feeling that I have here.
And that's how you feel. This is a turn.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like it's a turd. I feel like it's not as strong as it could be. It's like I'm not afraid of actually calling it out as this is weak. The script is weak. The visual language is pretty good. The acting is good.
But I feel like if I asked you to think like, okay, so what you're available to go to see a movie in theaters today, compared to that, how would you rate this film?
We just watched like a movie that is on the cinemas last week that it was The Killing of Two Lovers. And I think that The Killing of Two Lovers is significantly superior to this.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, the script
No,
is
you're
solid,
completely right.
and the visual language is also good in that movie. You know, is that this has the visual language that is a bit more of a, I don't know, like intimate or whatever, you know, and the other one, it actually just plays a bit more with the larger scale of you're in Utah, there is nothing else, is that you're like this small piece, you know, in there is like, it's going to be like changing anything. I felt like that movie is significantly smarter than here, because it actually just connects better, like the script with the visual language. Here I felt it's like, the script is the kind of a story that you like in Old Boy, about like twisted family stuff and incestuous, but the visual language is significantly better than the material that you're working with, the material that they are like just speaking out loud. Every single time that Nicole Kidman was on the screen and she says something, I felt embarrassed. I felt it's like, no, just stop.
Yeah, everything she was asked to do was very, very embarrassing. I felt bad for her, but she also played like a fantastic part.
With the role that she's given, yes. I mean, she's a talented actress and she shows it, but it's like you can be talented, but once again, it's like if you're working with a third, there is so much that you can just do with it.
So now we have to score the film.
Do you want me to score it first, or do you want to just...
This was my pick.
Yeah,
I absolutely know my pick, so
Yeah,
I
sure.
want you to do it first.
Alright, I'm going to give it a 5.5.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I told you there is for me a 6 is okay. It's just run-of-the-mill kind of thing. 5 is mediocre. It's like this because of the visual language. I give it a bit more, but it's not a 6 film for me. Because the script made me cringe and made me laugh out loud many times.
My God, I've
Like
never
the
felt
time, like
more...
no, like the time like when what is the name of the aunt?
Ginny.
Aunt Ginny,
Yeah.
when she actually decides to go to the other motel, and she's like, there is like 30 seconds of awkwardness when she's like just staring around in the room about like, this is disgusting, like so dumb, and then she just goes to call through the phone booth, and the other guy like shows there, he's just like, you told me that you were going to the other hotel, but you didn't. I was just laughing like out loud. Like, what is this? What is this shit? Am I supposed to be like taking this seriously?
And that's fair, and I'm going to give it a score of an 8. This is above... It's more impressive than a good film. This
Okay.
is fantastic.
I think that we would have like a similar conversation if we were like just to talk about Only Lovers Left Alive. You know how I feel about that movie.
I do,
Yeah,
yes.
it's I think that visually is perfect, you know, but I feel like it's super partially swallowed. Maybe if I rewatch it again, maybe I would like it more, but that time I felt it's like, it's destruction porn, it's Detroit. You already have that forgiven.
And I feel like if we were to try and rate that film right now, I would also give it an 8, and you would give it a 5.5.
No, I'll give it a bit more because I think that Tilda Swinton, I think that the script is better. I think that the script is actually aware of what it's trying to do. About I don't want to go deep too much. Is I want to just present these two characters that they don't need to go deep. They already know each other for centuries, you know. And I think that you can get away a bit better with that, you know. So I think that on that one, maybe I will give it like a 7. I still think that it's not a
You would
7.
score it better than this film?
Are you kidding me? Yes, of course. This film, I was like, honestly, I thought that it's okay, he's going to like it because the aesthetics are pretty good. It's like just really well, you know, like curated. The guy knows what he's doing from a aesthetics perspective. But man, I didn't think. I thought that you would be like a 7 or a 7.5.
No, I fucking loved this movie.
Oh my
I
God.
loved it.
Yeah, it's this. I mean, I'm laughing from the perspective about like how different our experience was watching it. You know, not for better or worse. I'm just saying that I just felt, boof. And then, just for the audience, after watching this, I watched the latest The Conjuring movie because I had to get HBO
Oh, I
Max.
just watched that. Yeah.
What did you think of that? We don't have to analyze this.
Not great.
Yeah, I actually fell asleep watching it.
Oh no.
With a horror movie. Just think about that. All the scare jumps is like, this story makes no sense.
Yeah,
I mean, there is
no,
no
it was not
continuity
good.
or
It was
anything.
not good.
Now he's possessed. Now he's not. Now he's possessed again. He said, "Well, but no, he's not possessed. He's cursed. His curse is completely different."
Yeah,
I felt like
nothing to do with theirs.
it's just, oh my god, this is like the curse of horror movies. That the first one is going to be like fairly okay. I think the first one is good actually, and the second one was like sure, and this one was, of course, it went straight to streaming because that was bad.
I really wanted to like that movie. I really wanted to like it, and I couldn't.
But I just had like that feeling of okay, it was like this movie that I didn't enjoy. I'm going to be like watching this other one that is like just telling me that it's right now until July 4th. It's like, I need to watch it now. And I watch it and it's like, what am I doing with my life? What kind of cinema am I watching? It's like, I just feel like I just regress.
So what are we going to watch next?
So I kept thinking that this is a thriller, no? This psycho-erotic, well, not really erotic, but it's like a sexual thriller, you know? I wanted to actually just explore the original adaptation of a movie that we both really like. Initially I thought about like watching the version that we really like, the Antonio Minghella version, but I wanted to watch like the first.
So good.
Yeah, because we actually watched it for this, but we weren't recording back then. So I will pick eventually that one, but I wanted to watch the Alain Delon adaptation of starred by Alain Delon adaptation of The Talented Mr. Ripley that is called Purple Moon.
Alright.
For 1960, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm down.
Yeah. Alright, anything else to say about Stoker?
I'm super shocked you have so little taste that it didn't allow you to appreciate this film.
I mean, it's fine. The
I
feeling is
love
mutual.
this
Yeah, I feel the feeling
No.
is mutual that you can be so swallowed that is like when there is like something aesthetically pleasing, you're like, I'm going to ignore the script.
I just want to say that when I watched this film in 2013, I left the theater and I thought, this has problems, but it's interesting, it's important. And when I watched it this time, I was like, this is a perfect film.
But
This
you
is
were
a
like, "No,
perfect
Tim."
film. This is so good.
Oh my god. I had a feeling almost that we watched like two different movies.
We did 100%.
Yeah, maybe we should watch it together, and I'm going to be like pinpoint every single, you know, like Mystery
I would
Theater
love that.
3000, you know, like just
You
going
just
over.
come
and say,
over, hang out.
Yep, it's like, yep, the spider, yep, that's just going there. It's like, yep, it's going inside, you know, it's like metaphor,
It's a metaphor.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, to everyone listening to us, this has been like just pretty short.
It's short, but this film is very important. It's very...
What else to say about it? What else?
You should watch this film and
just have your
yeah,
opinions.
give us your feedback.
Yeah, just actually write us. Write us, just reach us out in whatever kind of way. I mean, all the dating apps, or you know, whatever you actually care about this podcast.
Just come to us.
Just come to us in whatever way. But thank you so much for listening, and anything else?
Wash your hands.
Bye.